Hey everyone, ready for something different? Today we're going to be looking at Ophir crypto.
Oh, yeah.
And this is the interesting part, we're not talking about, prices or trading or any of that.
Yeah.
We're talking about how this crypto could completely change up how corporations do social responsibility,
Interesting.
especially for churches and nonprofits.
Makes sense.
So
Yeah.
we found this really interesting proposal.
Oh, cool.
And it outlines a plan for how this could work, and that's kind of the source for this deep dive.
So what's the big question then? What are we hoping to figure out with this deep dive?
Well, the big question is, can cryptocurrency really help churches and nonprofits get on more stable financial ground?
I think what's interesting here is that the proposal starts by addressing a really common problem.
Okay.
A lot of churches and nonprofits, they have trouble finding reliable and consistent funding.
Yeah, you know what? That resonates with me.
Really?
Yeah, I volunteered for a few local organizations, and fundraising is always the main thing that stresses everyone out.
Makes sense.
So,
Yeah.
how does Ophir Crypto change this?
Mhm.
The proposal keeps mentioning staking,
Right.
and I'll be honest, I'm not sure I fully understand how that works yet.
Well, think of it like this. You're putting your crypto to work. Yeah. You're using it to earn more Ophir, and at the same time, you're supporting these organizations.
Okay, that's a little clearer.
Yeah.
So it's about more than just donating the crypto.
Yeah.
It's about generating income, ongoing income.
Exactly. And the proposal has some pretty creative ways to make that happen.
Okay, I'm interested.
So one option is what they call staking for direct impact.
Okay.
And it's pretty straightforward. So a corporation buys some Ophir,
Uh-huh.
they stake it,
Right.
and then they donate that staked crypto to a church or nonprofit that they want to support.
Okay, so then the organization basically becomes a crypto holder.
Yeah.
But how does that turn into real world support?
Well, that's where yield comes in.
Okay.
It's kind of like earning interest on a savings account,
Right.
but for crypto.
Okay.
So the staked Ophir will create a steady stream of income for that organization.
So imagine a small church
Yeah.
that's really struggling to stay open.
Right.
And suddenly they've got this predictable income that
Exactly.
they can use to fund their programs.
It's a potential game changer, especially for smaller organizations that usually have to rely on, unpredictable donations.
Sure.
Now, there's another side to this too.
Okay.
They call this one appreciation with indirect impact.
Indirect impact. What
Yeah.
makes it indirect?
So in this case, the corporation stakes the OSER,
Okay.
but they hold on to it.
Okay.
So it might not seem like direct help at first, but it actually ends up benefiting all 255 plus organizations that are currently using Ophir.
So how does that work?
So when more and more companies participate in staking,
Okay.
it actually boosts the value of Ophir overall. So it's almost like a vote of confidence. It's attracting investors and it's driving up the price.
So then all those churches and nonprofits that are already using Ophir, they see their holdings go up in value.
Exactly. Think of it like investing in a rising tide
Okay.
that lifts all boats.
I like that.
And as Ophir's value goes up, so does their potential to actually fund their important programs and services.
Right.
And the profits from that growth can then go right back into those organizations.
Okay, so we've got direct impact through those donated staking yields.
Right.
And indirect impact through boosting the value of Ophir overall. That's already pretty innovative.
Yeah.
But the proposal doesn't stop there, does it?
Oh, no, it gets even more
That's
interesting.
great laid on me.
There's a third element here, and that's the CSR-driven discounts and perks.
Okay.
And this is all about giving immediate and tangible help. So companies that are part of this Ophir CSR program
Yeah.
would offer discounts and special deals to all of those beneficiary organizations.
Wow, this is making me rethink giving entirely.
Yeah.
Imagine a church that gets discounted software
Right.
or a nonprofit that can buy supplies cheaper.
Yeah.
And all this is happening while their staked Ophir is steadily growing in the background.
Exactly. It's a multifaceted approach.
Yeah,
It gives both short-term and long-term support.
it really does.
And what I think is really great is that the proposal addresses one of the biggest barriers to entry,
And what's that?
which is that crypto can be kind of intimidating.
Well, yeah, especially for someone like me or a small church that's not exactly a tech hub.
Right.
So how would this work for them?
Well, the proposal emphasizes Ophir Crypto's role in providing training and support to corporations.
Oh,
So they'll walk them through every single step.
That's good. That's reassuring.
Yeah.
But what about the tax implications?
Oh, yes.
Donating crypto can be a little bit tricky.
You're right, and the proposal talks about that too.
Okay.
They're working to make sure that donations are tax deductible. For U.S. corporations, through partnerships with nonprofits that are registered with the SEC,
Okay.
and for other countries, they just recommend consulting with local tax advisors.
Okay, so they've really thought this through.
It seems like it.
But I have to play devil's advocate here for a second.
Sure.
Isn't it a big ask to get these big traditional companies to start using cryptocurrency?
I mean,
It's a huge jump from how they usually do CSR.
you're not wrong.
Wow.
And it's a challenge that the proposal acknowledges.
Okay.
It recognizes that there's a learning curve, both with understanding the technology
Uh-huh.
and figuring out the regulations.
So they're basically betting on the future of crypto.
I think it's more than just a bet.
Okay.
I think it's recognizing that relying only on traditional donations can be risky.
Especially like during times when the economy isn't doing so well.
Right, exactly.
So adding crypto to the mix could actually create more stability over the long term.
Exactly. It's like diversifying your funding sources.
Okay, that makes sense.
It spreads the risk, and it helps you tap into new sources of capital.
And with staking, you're not constantly buying and selling.
Right.
You're holding on to it, earning those rewards, and letting it grow over time.
That's the idea.
Okay.
Now, before we move on, let's not forget about individual giving.
Oh, right.
The proposal mentions that individuals can also donate Ophir.
So this could really open up giving, like a whole new world of giving,
Potentially, yeah.
both for corporations and for regular people.
It's pretty mind-blowing when you think about it.
It really is.
But before we get too carried away, we need to recognize that this is still just a proposal.
Right.
There are definitely potential challenges.
Let's not sugarcoat it. What are some of the hurdles that they might face trying to make this a reality?
I think the biggest hurdle is probably going to be getting those traditional companies to understand crypto.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's a whole new world.
Definitely. And it's more than just understanding how the tech works.
Right.
It's about changing their whole mindset.
Getting comfortable with this idea of a financial system that's decentralized,
Right, right.
and then they have to figure out how to navigate all these new regulations.
It's like asking them to jump into the complete unknown.
It is. And let's face it, corporations aren't exactly known for being super risk takers.
So true.
But remember, the proposal talks about how Ophir Crypto would provide training and support.
Okay, yeah.
So they'd be there helping these companies every step of the way.
It's kind of like they're building a bridge
I like that.
between the world of corporate giving and this whole new world of philanthropy on the blockchain.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
But what about the organizations themselves, the ones on the receiving end?
Yeah,
Are they ready to handle cryptocurrency?
that's a really good point. It's a two-way street.
Yeah.
Ophir Crypto would have to give resources and support to both sides to make this whole thing work.
It's true. Like, imagine a small nonprofit
Uh-huh.
that's never dealt with crypto before,
Right.
and suddenly they get a big donation in Ophir.
They'd need to know what to do with it,
Exactly. Training is going to be key.
for sure.
But let's talk about the elephant in the room.
What's that?
The whole volatility of cryptocurrency.
Okay.
I mean, we've all seen those headlines about huge price swings.
Oh, yeah.
Is it really responsible to be encouraging churches and nonprofits
Right.
to basically put their trust in something that's so unpredictable?
I understand the concern, and honestly, the proposal doesn't try to ignore it.
Okay, good.
It acknowledges that prices could go up and down,
Right.
but it stresses how important it is to look at the long term.
So is this a bet on crypto's future then?
I think it's more nuanced than that.
Oh, okay.
They're not just assuming that things will magically stabilize.
Right.
It's about understanding that relying only on traditional donations can also be risky.
Especially in like a recession or something?
Exactly.
Hmm.
Adding crypto into the mix could actually make things more stable over time.
Kind of like not putting all your eggs in one basket.
Exactly.
Spreading the risk out.
Yep. Exploring new ways to get funding.
Okay, that's starting to make more sense.
But even beyond those practical things, there's also the perception problem.
Oh,
Some people just don't trust cryptocurrency at all.
I mean, you can't blame them.
Yeah.
They think of like scams and money laundering and the dark web.
It's true. Crypto definitely has an image problem.
It does.
And that's something that has to be addressed if they want this initiative to really catch on.
So how do you change how people see it?
Well, I think a big part of it is education.
Okay,
And not just teaching people about how crypto works,
right.
but also showing them the good that it can do.
Yeah, it's about telling the right stories.
Exactly.
This reminds me of when I was trying to donate to this small wildlife sanctuary in Africa.
Oh, wow.
And it was such a hassle trying to send the money internationally.
Really?
So many fees, delays, paperwork.
Yeah, I've been there.
I almost just gave up.
It can be so frustrating.
It really can, but the idea of being able to donate directly through blockchain, that's super appealing.
Totally. It cuts out the middleman, it simplifies things, and it gives more power to the people donating and receiving.
Wow. I'm starting to see the bigger picture here.
Yeah.
This isn't just about Ophir crypto.
Uh,
It's not even just about churches and nonprofits.
Right.
This is about changing how we think about giving as a whole.
It really is. And that's what's so exciting about this proposal.
Yeah.
It's a glimpse into a future where blockchain tech can help us tackle social issues in ways we never thought possible.
It's making me want to rethink my whole approach to giving.
Really?
Yeah, it's not just about writing a check anymore. It's
There.
about finding new and better ways to make a difference.
That's exactly it. So why should we care about Ophir crypto and CSR?
Yeah, why?
Because it's a total paradigm shift.
Okay.
We're moving away from those old top-down models of charity and moving towards something more decentralized, more community-driven.
It's about giving power to individuals and organizations.
Exactly.
So they can control their own financial futures.
Yeah, and create a system for giving that's more fair and transparent.
Wow, imagine a world where anyone can be a philanthropist.
I know, right?
Supporting the causes they care about with just a few clicks. This could be the start of a whole new era of giving.
I think you're right.
It's like opening a door to a world of possibilities.
It is, but we do have to remember that the proposal just lays out a plan.
Yeah,
There's no guarantee that it'll work.
true.
It really depends on whether corporations are willing to take a chance on this.
It's a call to action for them. It's
Yeah.
a challenge to step up, be pioneers, explore something new. And it's not just about being altruistic. It's about showing the world that your company cares about innovation and social impact.
And let's not forget about the benefits for the corporations themselves.
Oh, right. Like what?
Think of the good PR they'd get.
Oh, yeah.
Their employees would feel better about working there,
Right.
and they'd get that sense of purpose from being part of something groundbreaking.
Okay, I'm sold. But before we get too excited, we got to think about the downsides, too.
Sure.
What if this whole thing backfires?
It's a valid concern.
What if it doesn't live up to all the hype?
Well, there are always risks with new tech,
Right.
but the proposal seems to have thought those through and put in place ways to minimize them.
So they've done their homework.
It seems that way.
But I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
It all comes down to whether they can actually deliver.
It really does.
This is a high-stakes game, but the potential rewards are huge.
You know what I find really fascinating?
What?
If this model works for Ophir and these organizations, why couldn't we use it for other causes too?
Interesting.
Think about it. Imagine staking your support for things like protecting the environment,
Yeah.
or finding cures for diseases, or funding art programs.
Wow. The possibilities are kind of endless.
That's what's so captivating about it.
It really makes you wonder what the future of giving could look like.
It does, and that's the big question we want to leave you with today. What if this Ophir model is just the tip of the iceberg? Makes you think, doesn't it?
It really does. This whole conversation has been really eye-opening. You know, we started out exploring how Ophir crypto could change how corporations do social responsibility, especially for churches and nonprofits. It's been a deep dive into all these possibilities, but also like a reality check about the challenges.
For sure. And it's important to remember that it's still just a proposal.
Oh, yeah.
They might not actually happen.
True, but even if this particular initiative doesn't take off, it feels like we've stumbled onto something much bigger.
Yeah.
Like a glimpse into how blockchain tech could totally change philanthropy as we know it.
I agree. And for everyone listening, here are the key takeaways from today's deep dive.
Okay, hit me.
This proposal, it presents a completely new way of thinking about how companies give back.
Okay.
It's not just about donating money. It's about using tech to create sustainable support for organizations out there doing the hard work.
It's about putting your money where your heart is,
Exactly.
but then actually seeing it grow while it's helping others.
And it's about reaching a whole new generation of donors,
Okay.
people who get crypto and are excited about its potential for positive change.
We've talked about how staking could create that steady income for organizations, and that frees them up to focus on their mission.
Right.
instead of always worrying about money.
It's a huge burden lifted.
It is, but we've also talked about the hurdles.
Yeah.
Like getting big corporations on board with crypto,
Which is no easy feat.
not at all. And then making sure everyone understands how to use it, all the regulations.
It's a process.
Yeah, it's not a quick fix. This requires education, collaboration,
Absolutely.
and a willingness to try new things.
Couldn't have said it better myself. But if they can pull it off,
Yeah.
imagine the impact it could have, not just for the groups directly involved, but for everyone working to make a difference.
It's a domino effect.
And that leads us back to that thought-provoking question we want to leave you with. What if this is just the beginning?
Okay, what if?
What if this Ophir model is like a spark that starts a fire?
I like that.
Imagine a world where we can stake our support for things like protecting the environment or finding cures for diseases or supporting the arts.
Whoa.
What if everyone could easily become philanthropists,
Mm.
not by giving huge amounts of money, but small, regular contributions that add up to something big?
It's like rewriting the rules of philanthropy.
Exactly. Embracing a future where technology helps us create a better, more impactful way of giving.
So as you go about your day, we want you to think about the causes you're passionate about
Yeah, think about those organizations that are making a real difference in your community and around the world.
and ask yourself, could this model be part of the solution?
Maybe, just maybe, the future of giving is already here.
That's all for our deep dive today. Thanks for joining us, and until next time, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep diving into all the amazing things happening in the world around you.